You are here today because you were meant to hear something that did not come by accident. There are powerful moments in life when the heart slows down and quietly becomes filled with doubt. Even though deep inside you, in that silent place where your true feeling exists, you have already sensed the real answer. This is exactly one of those meaningful moments. What you are about to receive is not just ordinary information or empty words. It is a direct and strong, energetic response to what you have been gently asking from the universe for many days, maybe even weeks, in the quiet corners of your thoughts. Today, you will come into contact with the exact point where your deepest inner feeling finally meets the reality you have been waiting for such a long time. I know you have felt a special connection that goes beyond normal logic and simple explanation. You have sensed a magnetic pull and a deep bond with a certain person that cannot be easily described in normal words. Sometimes in your weakest moments you may have believed all of this was just a temporary illusion, a wish from your heart, or a dream created to escape loneliness. But today, I want to tell you something with complete clarity and certainty. This love you have felt, this electric sensation moving through your body when you think about this person, and this strange feeling of knowing them forever, is not imagination, not coincidence, and not a story you are creating in your mind. There are clear and steady signs that have appeared in your life, pointing toward a truth you may not have been ready to fully accept because of fear of getting hurt. And today, you will slowly begin to understand why this person truly loves you, even if their current behavior looks different. Your doubts will start to disappear when you face the undeniable truth inside your own soul. It does not matter if you have recently felt heaviness in your chest, or if this person has become quieter, colder, or more distant. This silence is also part of the message. Even if it feels painful and confusing right now, when a true connection is confirmed between two souls, it is felt long before the mind can understand it. That is why you are still here, because you needed confirmation that does not come from ordinary human words, but from something that vibrates at the same level as your spirit. Sometimes we try to explain feelings that were never meant to be solved by the mind, but only experienced at a deeper level of awareness. What you are feeling right now is not madness, not anxiety, and not an unhealthy attachment as you may sometimes fear. What you are going through is part of the process of a love that rises above ordinary relationships, a love that goes beyond surface-level connection. You are now witnessing the beginning of a deep recognition between two souls that chose each other beyond the physical world long before you became aware of this life. There is something the universe wants you to hold in your heart today. Your doubts are not created because there is a lack of love from this person. They come from your own old emotional wounds that were never fully healed. When someone with true love enters your life with energy that shakes your balance and eyes that seem to see your soul without even touching your body, those old wounds begin to awaken. Your inner defenses react automatically to what feels unfamiliar. The soul recognizes the other instantly, like meeting a mirror that reflects growth and truth. But the mind, trained to avoid pain, begins to build walls of doubt and resistance. That is why you have often stayed awake at night, questioning if this love is real, if the other person feels the same, or if you are simply losing yourself in something you cannot fully understand. If you have been feeling a deep soul connection and still notice the same pattern repeating every time you try to pull away, something invisible yet powerful keeps drawing you back. This force is not weak attachment, not emotional dependence, and not stubborn hope. It is the shared vibration of two souls aligned without permission, without logic, and without words. You have often searched for clear signs, looked for confirmation, and even silently asked the universe for answers. And although many signs have appeared, they may have seemed too small or subtle to fully trust. But today you are beginning to realize that every small detail carries meaning. That glance that turned away at the last moment, that message that seemed simple but felt deeper, and the way your energy shifts when this person is near or even when you think of them. True love, born from a deeper connection, does not always begin with dramatic expressions. Often it speaks first through silence, through unspoken emotion, and through subtle actions that carry deep meaning. This is not something that can be easily explained with words. It shows itself in quiet presence, in small gestures, and in moments that feel ordinary but carry hidden emotional depth. Right now, life wants you to understand that this person is not fully unsure about their feelings. The one who has been unsure is you, not because you are weak, but because this love arrived when you were still learning to stay emotionally steady, and its intensity frightened you. When someone carrying the energy of true connection enters your life, they do not come to harm you, but to awaken you, to heal you, and to push you toward growth you have not yet reached. This inner shift can feel like fear, but this fear is not absence of love. It is the reaction to something powerful entering your life. This person looks at you, even from a distance, with kindness they cannot hide, with natural respect, and with a softness that only exists when the heart has already chosen in silence. I know at some point you may have thought this person was leaving, that their silence meant the feeling was gone. But this moment was not created to give you an incomplete story. A true connection, guided by deeper force, does not break easily through silence or confusion. What is meant to stay will remain even through emotional storms, even through unanswered messages, and even through doubt. Real love does not come to keep you unchanged. It comes to transform you, remove illusions, and teach patience, trust, and faith in what cannot yet be seen. This confusion is part of growth. It shows that something old inside you is breaking so something real can rise. And one day, when silence fades and distance disappears, you will understand that every moment of doubt was shaping you for the depth of love you were always meant to receive. The answer is not outside of you, but within you, inside the quiet struggle between your logic and your deeper self. If you are ready to understand this, then listen with an open heart. The confusion you feel, even when your soul seems to already know the truth, comes from the oldest inner conflict between the ego and your true inner wisdom. This tension between fear and awareness creates mental noise that makes you question what you feel. Even with doubt present, something inside you continues to recognize the same truth again and again. Your ego is shaped by fear, past pain, and self-protection. It tries to keep you safe by assuming danger where there is none. When this connection entered your life, your ego immediately saw it as a threat, because real love requires openness, vulnerability, and emotional surrender. And the ego, still carrying old wounds, warns you to protect yourself or run away. From now on, you must learn to recognize the difference between these voices. The ego speaks loudly with fear and urgency. It creates anxiety, overthinking, and the need for constant reassurance. The voice of intuition is different. It is calm, steady, and peaceful. Even when doubt appears, there is still a quiet knowing inside your chest that says everything is unfolding as it should. This calm feeling is the strongest proof that what you feel is real and aligned with your path. When you feel this peace, you understand you are not imagining things. Your past experiences may also influence your doubt. If you were once hurt or abandoned, your mind projects that pain onto the present, assuming history will repeat itself. So the real doubt is not about this person, but about your own ability to hold deep love without fear. This is where your lesson begins. You are being placed in front of this connection so you can face your deepest fears. This experience is not only about love, but about expansion, healing, and transformation. Each time fear rises, it is an opportunity to heal something old within you. When you stay calm and aware, you take power away from fear. And this connection acts like a light, clearing your emotional space and preparing you for something deeper. No matter how much you try to walk away, something inside always pulls you back. This is not a chain of control, but a shared energy between two souls meant to meet. Even when logic tries to deny it, this invisible bond remains like a quiet force guiding you back. And the question remains, if the connection is so strong, why does the other person seem distant? The answer is that this person is your mirror. They reflect everything inside you that still needs healing. Their presence awakens deep emotional layers, and this can feel overwhelming for both sides. The distance is not rejection, but emotional protection from intensity. In many deep connections, one person may pull away not because they do not feel, but because they feel too much. This fear comes from old emotional wounds, fear of loss, and fear of losing control. It is not a lack of love, but a struggle with emotional intensity. And even in silence, there is still a connection present. Even at a distance, care, respect, and emotional awareness remain in subtle ways that the heart can feel. You may have thought the silence meant the end, but this was never meant to be a broken story. What is guided by deeper alignment does not disappear because of confusion. Instead, it continues to exist through silence, distance, and inner transformation. And even when you try to let go, something within you keeps returning to it again and again. That is why silence is not a lack of care, but a pause, a moment needed to organize the storm within that your presence has stirred. Your role is often the chaser, sometimes only in energy. When you feel distance, your ego becomes anxious and you want to reach out, explain, fix things, and prove yourself. But this cycle of running and chasing repeats itself and only makes the distance feel even bigger, like an invisible force pulling you apart. The more you chase, the more the other person feels the need to run. Here, one of the strongest spiritual laws appears, and also one of the hardest to accept, which is the law of letting go in order to come closer. The universe does not want you to suffer while you wait, but instead wants you to use this time to return to yourself and heal. The one who runs can only come back when they feel that you no longer need them to feel whole. This becomes very clear in energy because as long as you chase their presence, they continue to move away. When you choose yourself and stand firmly in your own light, the balance finally begins to shift. When you stop and turn back toward your own inner light and begin to shine for yourself again, the runner feels the change. The pressure disappears, the space between you feels safer, and slowly an inner pull starts guiding them back toward you. This pause between you is not a punishment, but actually one of the greatest forms of alignment the universe can offer. You are separated for a while, so both of you can heal in your own way. The source itself is clearing fear, releasing old wounds, and bringing order to what currently feels like chaos. It is doing this so that your reunion will not be built on need, fear, or attachment, but on strength, fullness, and a conscious choice between two whole souls. When you focus on your growth and inner peace, you begin to cut the cord of fear that once tied you. This is a shift in energy and awareness. You send a message to the universe that you trust your path, you trust your worth, and you believe that what belongs to you will return naturally. It does not come through chasing, but through alignment. This is the only way to break the cycle of running and chasing. The one you love will not return because you push them, but because they are drawn back by your calm energy, your strength, and your emotional stability. Understand that this distance has no power to destroy what destiny intends to unite. In truth, the space you take now acts like fire on metal. It feels intense and burning, but it only removes what is false, so what remains becomes stronger and unbreakable. The bond between mirror souls grows through truth. And the truth is that no matter how far they may seem in the physical world, they cannot escape the echo of your soul. This distance becomes an act of trust in yourself, in the process, and in the love that the universe is shaping for you. Keep focusing on your healing, because as you do, the other person is also going through their own process in a different way. Both of you are being prepared, refined, and gently cleared for a connection that can truly last. When the moment arrives, your bond will feel grounded and steady, and nothing will be able to easily shake it, because it will be built on mutual respect and inner wholeness. If you still feel this person in your energy even without calls or messages, it is because they still think of you and carry feelings for you in silence more often than you realize. The small signs you notice in daily life and the unusual coincidences are ways the universe shows that your intuition is not false. Now it is time to understand these quiet confirmations and synchronicities that reveal their love is as real as your breath. The human mind always looks for proof, while the soul already understands. But the universe never leaves you without answers. It simply speaks in a softer and more subtle language. Its messages do not arrive as direct statements or promises, but as synchronicities and inner signals. These are signs that two energies are connected beyond physical space. One of the first signs is how deeply you affect this person. To them, you are someone who moves their emotional world. Your presence, even briefly, touches parts of them that no one else can reach. When they think of you or are near you, they may feel a peace they cannot find elsewhere, or a restlessness they cannot explain. That is why their behavior may sometimes seem mixed. It is not confusion about you, but rather their attempt to handle the intensity of what you awaken inside them. You bring them closer to their true self, while also showing what still needs healing within them. True love often appears in quiet moments where words are not needed. Pay attention to how they look at you. Their eyes may stay on you a little longer than usual. Even when distracted, they may unconsciously notice your presence. In conversation, their attention may drift toward you in subtle ways. These are not random actions, but signals from the soul. A long silence between you, which might feel uncomfortable with others, instead feels peaceful here, like a silent exchange of presence. This is a sign that you are valued and held in their heart, even without words. The strongest proof lies in synchronicity and emotional connection. It is not just thinking about someone and then hearing from them, but deeper patterns. Synchronicity is when life repeatedly reminds you of them. You hear a song that feels connected to your shared story. You see a color, a scent, or an object that instantly brings them to mind. This is not coincidence, but the universe using subtle energy to remind you of the connection. Then there is emotional telepathy, where you suddenly feel emotions without clear reason. A calmness, sadness, or warmth appears unexpectedly, and later you realize the other person was feeling something similar at that exact moment. This is the echo of two souls touching across distance. Your energy moves in rhythm, and distance does not limit this bond. What you feel in your chest, such as warmth, pressure, or sudden calm, often reflects what they are experiencing as well. Another sign appears in dreams. Many people see their loved one in very vivid dreams, waking up feeling as if they truly spent time together. These dreams feel more real than daily life, and often carry emotional clarity and comfort. In these moments, the ego is quiet, and the soul connects freely. These experiences feel like soul encounters and bring reassurance about the bond. Waking up at the same times repeatedly, or thinking of their name immediately upon waking, can also be a sign. It may happen because they are thinking of you strongly at that moment, and the energy reaches you through connection. This is not obsession, but resonance. It shows that you exist in each other's awareness. This connection can follow you even into sleep. The important step now is to stop dismissing these experiences as coincidence. Begin to see them as meaningful signals. This love is strong enough to influence energy and awareness, reminding you that you are not alone and that you are deeply connected. You are not chasing anyone, but simply resonating with another part of your own energy. You are not living an impossible story, but experiencing a connection that unfolds in its own timing. As doubts slowly fade and signs become clearer, it becomes important to use inner awareness to guide this bond. Fear and doubt create energetic blocks, and when you doubt, you send out resistance that slows down what is meant for you. To clear this, doubt must be replaced with trust and calm certainty. If this message resonates with you, it is a reminder to open your heart in a simple and honest way. Speak or think with belief and inner calm, aligning yourself with what is already unfolding. Say to yourself that you trust the process and accept what is coming. With this choice, you release pressure from the connection. You let go of control and allow a natural flow to take place. Doubt fades and clarity grows. You are entering a phase of conscious preparation. This connection is not only about comfort, but transformation. It is shaping you into a more aware and balanced version of yourself. The space between you acts like refinement. Both sides are being polished separately so that what comes together later is clear and real. This process helps you heal emotional wounds and shift from fear to trust. You are learning to stop seeking completion from someone else and instead become whole within yourself. In doing this, you become more open to love that is stable, balanced, and lasting. A love that does not depend on fear or need, but on strength and awareness. The person who returns will not be the same as the one who left. They will also be more aware, more open, and more connected to their emotions. Both of you are being prepared through experiences that help release fear and old patterns. This process is guiding you toward a connection that can truly last and feel secure. Like this video,